My name is Dylan CineMasai Green, and welcome to the Real Notes podcast. I speak with rappers, producers, journalists, and other hip-hop adjacent figures about their relationship with movies, and, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guests this week are Detroit rapper-producer Black Milk and Detroit rapper and Bruiser Brigade member Fat Ray. We spoke about Baki Hanma, Atlanta, Shaka Zulu, Bloodsport, the art of the double feature, Menace II Society, growing up in one of the meccas of Black American music, their respective careers and their partnership, from the BR Gunna days up to their latest project, Food from the Gods, out now via Computer Ugly. Come fuck with us. What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to Real Notes. It's I think I might have said this before, but it's been fucking, it's so warm and it's February and it's kind of scaring me, but I don't know, man. It's weird, strange times, but I'm happy to be here. We're alive.
Yes.
It's warm. Barbers are fucking up, but we're here.
Yeah,
My
man.
name's
Jamaican barber, in fact.
Oh, damn.
Jamaican?
Yeah, Jamaican, man. That's why I am understand.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
Never
I haven't been to a barbershop in it's been 19 years since I've had my haircut.
Damn,
So-
that's
Oh,
crazy.
You know?
Oh yeah, see, you Samson over there.
Yeah,
He
bro.
said-
Actually, I lied. I take it back. I went to a barber, I want to say like 2 months ago to get a shape up. But before that, I hadn't been to a barber proper in like 18 years. Some shit
crazy,
like that.
bro. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
it keeps me warm. It's a conversation starter. I'm never tripping. I'm never tripping about it, you know?
Yeah, I could
Um,
never follow through, man. I couldn't follow through on my dreadlock journey.
Dreadlock journey.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
How often you tried?
I started growing, and I've been growing my hair for a while, but I don't know, man. It's just it turned more into a crown. It never fell. It never fell down.
Shit more. I feel like that shit more to maintain than just getting a cut. You know, like just
Honestly.
having a whole bunch of hair. Dog. Like,
Oh yeah, it's definitely a headache.
damn.
Yeah, but it looks great. So I mean, like, if I didn't have these, I definitely have a crown too. Like I had like the big Starsky and Hutch shit when I was in high school, and I've just
No
had these
shit.
since 06. So it's
Oh,
just
damn.
like, this is all I know at this point.
Okay.
Good job.
But what's it called? My name's Dylan Green, CineMasai, got a lot of names, do a lot of shit. I'm outside, inside, all sides, but not like these two. These two are man, yeah, I mean, like I was telling them off mic, but yeah, we got two legends in the house today, y'all. Like
No, come on.
I'm very grateful and kind of surprised and hyped that these two men are here today. Two of Detroit City's finest, Bruiser Brigade affiliate, Computer Ugly, rapper producer, fucking just like maestros, Black Milk and Fat Ray
Appreciate it.
in the
Yeah.
goddamn house today.
D
Yeah.
Green, we in the
What's up?
building.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
Man, fucking Food from the Gods is out now. It's everywhere. It's on Bandcamp, DSPs, vinyl, wherever. Go support this shit, man. It's
Please.
it's been 17 years since y'all put a proper collab out, and like the fact that we're here and this is like, I woke up and saw it on Pitchfork and I was like, damn, like this is kind of beautiful. It made it like, not that made it feel official, but it just made me happy that like other people were like, this is they got what I got.
That was a surprise. That was a surprise to me as well. Like I didn't know that was, because we didn't have like no proper PR, nothing for the project. We just kind of whipped it together. Like, yo, let's throw a tape out there and see what see what happens. So to see some of the I guess platforms that's picking it up and just kind of the response to it is dope. So yeah.
Yeah, nah. People have been thirsty for this one. I could tell,
Yeah.
and like, I was already coming off Everybody Good. Like I had reviewed that for Pitchfork when I was writing for them. So
Oh yeah,
just
man. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Nah, of course. Just like, I don't know, just like the both of y'all, like just seeing the journeys y'all have taken over these last like 15, 16, 17 years, and then to come back after the setup and just be like, we got another one. Like it just, it warms my fucking heart. So
Man,
thank y'all.
appreciate it.
I was saying that before, but like, thank y'all both so much for being here. You know, it
Thank
means
you,
the
man.
world
Thanks
to
for
me.
having me.
No,
Yeah,
thank you, man. Thank you for just, appreciating hip hop for real, and what we
yeah,
bring into the platform. So,
Yeah,
we appreciate everybody who's showing love right now.
for
It's
sure.
really overwhelming, but, being a man of God, I understand why we here and what we doing. So kudos to everybody who
Mm-hmm.
were part of the process, man. Food from the gods,
Mm-hmm.
from the God, you know what I'm saying? My brother
Yeah.
by my brother Black Milk hands, you feel me? Through
Yeah,
my
yeah,
man.
brother's
Yeah.
hands.
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. You already know. It's like, yeah, no, this just feels like a, I don't know, like y'all have been through so many, the both of y'all have been through so many journeys and so many shapes and just taken on so many forms. Like, I don't know, like I remember the first time I heard y'all working on glitches in the break and just being
Oh
like,
yeah.
what the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and just like hearing Ray cut through those drums on One for Damn, just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
man. It's been a I guess a long time coming because I knew me and Ray was gonna link and do another tape at some point. It's just about timing, like everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on like timing and just doing. Even if I want to do something that in a moment, if the timing ain't right, like I wait till I feel like the timing is right. And it just felt like okay, it's time for me and Ray to link back up and do something. Yeah, it's overdue. So
mhm,
when I hear like when you say like 17 years, that shit sound crazy. Like damn,
It do,
yeah,
don't it? That sounded crazy.
like yeah, because
Don't seem that.
time in my head
Don't seem.
move different, man. Like I think with most artists, like the way we perceive time is different. So it might seem like a long time to everybody else, but yeah, it's just I'm moving at my own pace, and most artists are. Most artists just move at their own pace, and it's just like yeah, when it happened, it happened.
yeah,
Like,
Facts.
man.
I'm like, man, we ain't dropped the setup yesterday.
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And because a lot of this shit still feel new, man. Like not new, but like I don't know. I still feel like it's a lot of more areas I want to explore musically. I know Ray probably feel like that too. So it's like
Yeah,
it never feel like you at the middle or the end of your, the end of your journey or your musical journey. So at least for me personally, it just feel like, man, I need to still try this, still try that. So yeah,
Hungry,
it's
still
crazy.
hungry,
Yeah.
still
yeah,
hungry, man. Still hungry, gang.
But yeah,
yeah.
so
No,
but
that,
yeah, it's dope to get back.
yeah, for real. Yeah, that shit never stops, you know, and like that's the thing. Like that's the thing that like y'all and like people of your ilk and like whether it be the Bruisers or just like people in Detroit, like y'all out of Detroit are just like hungry's the word, you know, like hungry, exploring, just like there's like 80 different kinds of rap coming out of the city right
It
now.
is. No,
And
it
it
is.
makes me, you know, like it just makes me happy to see y'all, like especially considering how far like out on the fringes you've been in your own worlds, just to come
Hmm.
back and give, just like come back and tap into that like primordial energy that y'all had like in like
Yeah.
the BR Gunna days and just
Yeah,
like
man.
out
Yeah.
here like
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what that's I know that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to circle back too, because I was like, man, it felt like I hadn't did a project that was just straightforward, like just raw shit for in a while. You know what I'm saying? Just straightforward beats, straightforward raps. And I was like, man, if I'm gonna do it with anybody, why don't I do it with somebody I already, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's capable and somebody I already rock with, know I already got chemistry with. And I was like, yeah, me and Ray need to set it off. You know what I'm saying? Like do this tape. But yeah.
yeah,
Facts,
man, word.
facts, facts.
We're gonna get into all of that, but I gotta ask y'all the first question I ask everybody who comes on here, which is what was the last movie or TV show the both of y'all watched that you had a strong opinion about?
Mm. Man, Ray, you could go if you
Yeah, I go first. Cause I just finished the series last night, as a matter of fact. So it's crazy. But Baki Hanma, man. Baki Hanma. If you never heard of Baki Hanma,
damn.
man, it's a series on Netflix right now. It's like anime, but it's about the
Yeah,
art of fighting, about a
Yeah,
father and a
yeah.
son. And it was real. It was real. It was real deep. It was real deep. It had levels to it, though. It was levels to it. It made me think about fighting a whole nother type of way. You know what I'm saying? I be on some warrior spirit type of deal, so I be trying to write, be looking for inspiration, to
Yeah,
feed my warrior spirit. So that was one of the things that I was impressed with that anime series, Baki
That's
Hanma.
hard.
that's
It's
all I checked out.
Yeah, no, it's crazy you bring that up because I just recorded another episode of this last night, and somebody else was telling me about the Netflix Baki Hanma. Like I haven't, because like Baki is something that's been in my, like I've had hella people tell me I need to watch it. I've had hella people tell me like put this on your list, like watch this tomorrow, and I just never got around to it. But this being the second time and not even 24 hours, like I'm locking in like tomorrow, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just for the record though, I am one of them ones though. So I do go back to the Fist of the North Star, Ninja
Uh
Scroll. You
huh.
know what I'm
Ninja
saying?
Scroll, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm one of
OG.
those. So you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So Baki Hanma is right there in the thing of things.
Word.
Like,
yeah. So you say the last joint that what now?
You had a strong opinion about.
Oh, strong opinion. Damn. Well, I guess Severin's still going. Maybe Atlanta. Maybe
Mm.
Atlanta. The Atlanta series, man. I was
Let's talk
really
Atlanta.
into that series because that felt real. That felt like fresh and like a new take on like just like the black perspective, but with like a like just kind of more, I don't know, futuristic, but kind of like just artsy spin on all the topics we relate to. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of, I don't know. I feel like that show was, I had strong opinions about because I can't really think of what could be the reference of a show that was like it before. But yeah, that's probably the last one I could think of.
Yeah, I mean,
Atlanta is
like,
good.
Yeah, from the
yeah,
I mean,
cinematography, all of it, like everything about it was fire. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, that shit cracked my brain the first time I saw it. Like, that was like, I don't have much appointment viewing on TV these days, but like when it was
yeah,
on TV, like week to week, I was like tuning in, and
yeah,
like it would always grab my attention. I'm trying to think of because I haven't watched it in a minute, and I've been thinking it might be time to finally do the rewatch because like
yeah,
the way it ends, like they ended on like, oh, you don't know if like it's all been inside Darius's head or not, which a lot
yeah.
of people didn't fuck with. I loved it. I thought the ending was great,
They ended with
but
the Disney, the guy that worked for the Goofy movie shit that they was doing. What was that? Was that the last episode?
that no, that was
Or
in
that
the
was the
last
second to
season, but it
last?
wasn't
Oh,
that
okay,
that
okay, okay.
that episode though is maybe one of the best episodes of television I've
Man,
ever watched
that
in my
shit
life,
was crazy, though. I was
bro.
like, I was like, man, I got to give Childish Gambino his props. Like they killing this shit. Like this is crazy.
Yeah,
yeah,
Like, but yeah,
he on point, man. He definitely on point
yeah,
with his writing and his film out his photography and all of that good
yeah,
stuff.
shit
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, let's address the elephant in the room then, since we here.
Please.
Nah,
50
don't
Cent
do it.
BMF TV show. No,
I knew you was gonna say something crazy.
no,
Stupid,
no,
man.
just playing, man. You know we Detroit. You know we Detroit. We gonna have fun with it.
That's
But
funny.
yeah,
That's
man,
fun.
that was
That's
another
funny
good
as hell.
series too. By the way, just for the record, that was a good TV series, man.
Yeah.
I watched.
Yeah. I still haven't finished BMF. I'm not gonna lie. I've been behind. I've been so busy, but like it's once again like I
Yeah.
started it. I'm on it. I'm gonna finish it. But like,
Yeah,
Just cause.
mm,
it's like sacrilegious to not have watched it from where my
Yeah.
neighbor that I'm from. We
of
had to
Yeah.
watch,
course,
you know.
of
But
course,
yeah,
nah. Like
That's funny.
it
yeah,
took me and like I'm mad at myself because it took me forever to finish Power too. Like I don't know. Like I would like watch like episodes at a time and then just
Oh
like
yeah,
take a
yeah,
break for
yeah.
2 weeks and I don't know. Like it.
I didn't have much expectation with Power, but it ended up being like damn, I'm locked in this joint. Not like after a
Yeah.
few episodes,
yeah,
like,
for
but yeah.
sure. Yeah, I had a weird relationship with Power too, because my mom,
Yeah.
she like super religious, not super religious, but she grew up in the church, and she was watching Power. She was addicted to it, like she was watching it. I'm like, you
Yeah.
watching Power?
Yeah, that
My
was
mama?
crazy. Yeah, my
My mama
mama.
watching Power.
My mama.
All right, I gotta know
Yeah.
what's going on. My mama watching
Yeah.
Power. I gotta know what's up.
Yo, there's it was Tiana Taylor had that song from the Kanye album. I forget what the song is called now, but it had like a whole bunch of Wu-Tang dudes on the remix, and like Ghostface in his verse was like in the video they're like in like a dysfunctional relationship. And the one scene I always remember is like he says something about like them watching Power in their robes, and in this and like in the scene it's just like the two of them in robes like in front of a TV. He's in like a silk rag and shit, just like watching Power. And like
That's
every time I
stupid.
think about it now, I just can't not think about like this couple just like sitting in front of a TV, like
That's
cuddled up,
funny.
Yeah,
watching like 50 Cent put like a hole in a Mexican, like it's on some
Yeah.
shit.
yeah, like Ghostface and robes is always a good combination. Like
Yeah, you
any
know,
reason I got a Versace bathrobe, you know what I'm saying?
That's
word.
funny.
Ghostface is always the inspiration.
Yeah, man, bulletproof wallets over everything. You already know.
For
Facts,
real.
facts, facts.
But I want to take it all the way back with y'all before we get into the music. What's the first movie experience the both of y'all can remember having? It could be at the theater, it could be at your cousin's house. Just like the first
Mm.
thing that comes to mind.
Dang, it's crazy. You want me to go first this time? You
You
gonna
go,
go
yeah,
this time?
you go, Ray. I'm thinking. You go.
As a kid, it's weird because I remember Shaka Zulu, bro.
Oh
Shaka
man.
For
Zulu.
real?
Wow.
I just remember that Shaka. It used to just come on like Shaka, and I don't know. It like I remember
Yeah.
hearing the promotion for Shaka Zulu and just seeing that baby getting held up, and
You
you
gotta have
know the
seen that
baby
joint,
getting
man.
held up under the
Yeah.
thunder and the lightning. Like I just remember Shaka Zulu as a kid was the first thing that came to my memory when I think about like
That's crazy, bro. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
even
wild,
know.
man.
That's what that's 80s. Shaka
Has
Zulu,
to be,
that's
yeah.
80s.
it had to be. It had to be. I
Yeah.
remember walking up to the TV when we could turn the knobs on
Yeah.
the TV. Yeah,
86.
turn the
It's
knob.
86.
86. Okay. I feel like my joint is maybe, man, I have a like a vague memory of going to a double feature at this theater that used to be here in Detroit on I think it was on 6 Mile, and it was like right off 6 Mile, and it was a double feature though. It was a double feature, and all I remember is one of the features was some Van Damme movie. I don't know what exactly Van Damme movie it was or what the other movie was, but that's like my earliest memory of going to see a film, man. Like, yeah, double feature at some random theater
Yeah.
in the D.
And it was,
Yeah, but I don't know which. It had to be like very early '90s, like super early '90s. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's either that or what's the joint with Shogun?
Kickboxer was the Van Damme movie with Tom Poe in it.
Not
Was that the
Bloodsport.
movie he was? No, Kickboxer. Was it
Wait, Kickbox.
Kickboxer with Van
Man,
Damme?
he was
And he
kickboxing in mostly all
they
his joints though.
they dip
Yeah,
they
about
Like,
to
he was
say,
when
yeah.
they
like,
dip their fists in the glue and glass.
dog. Yes, I think that's the one, dog. I think
Mm.
They
that's
had
the
to
one. I
dip their
remember
fists
that's.
in the glue and glass and fight.
I think that's the one. I remember that scene
And the
specifically.
dude that he was fighting put his brother in a wheelchair and like
Yeah,
raped this girl and a whole
yeah,
bunch of stuff. Yeah, dude.
yeah. Yeah, I don't
Dude,
remember what the other movie was though, but yeah, man, when double features was a thing. That's my earliest memory, man. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. Be at the
yeah.
Damn.
be at the movie theater for like
Charlie
5 hours. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
I remember them Van Damme movies though. Van Damme was that dude.
Nah, he
Yeah,
was.
nah. I love Bloodsport. Like I don't know if it's one of my
Bloodsport,
favorite
man,
movies, but like it's just like
Bloodsport
you
definitely top
by
five
default.
favorite fight movies.
yeah.
Like
Default, bro. That joint was crazy. Like as a kid, we had that
Bolo,
joint on
yeah,
VHS. Like just running it back every day, like me and
Mm-hmm.
my brother.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen Bloodsport, but like I just like I don't know, just like the scene where he does the split and he's like
It's
overlooking it,
classic.
like you
It's
can't you
classic,
can't beat
dog.
that shit.
It's
You can't beat
classic.
that shit. And
I
like and
don't.
you're like
Yeah.
yeah.
I was about to say I don't even know what makes it like if it's just nostalgia or if that shit was act. Because I think I seen a little bit of it, like a scene or two from Bloodsport, like not that long ago, And I just remember like, damn, this shit look cheap as hell. Like the dialogue sounds terrible. But I'm like, maybe it's just nostalgia why, cats love that movie so much. But yeah,
I'm stuck on this whole like double feature thing because like I didn't
crazy.
get to do too many as a kid. Like the only one that
Yeah,
I really got to like do that was like an actual double feature was
yeah.
actually no, there was two I could think of. The first one, I went to go visit some friends who lived in Cape Cod, and we saw like the time traveler's wife in one of the Harry Potter movies, but
Oh
it
damn.
it, it,
Okay. Oh,
it
there you go.
didn't matter.
Oh
But like you all good, bro?
You straight?
yeah, I
All
guess
right,
it
bet.
was that it got a crazy notification. I got too much going on.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
too
nah.
much going on.
You
It had
doing too
sent,
much, man.
yeah, nah. It had sent us a thing saying that like your phone like was running out of storage or something. But
Oh, see, I got too.
yeah, no, it looks like you straight now. So
All right, see, I got to get all that Netflix and stuff off my phone, man. All that Netflix
Yeah,
and chill on my, all that
video.
hey
Netflix and chill.
man,
All that Netflix and chill on my phone is stupid.
I just had to upgrade my phone not too long ago because I was
Yeah,
always running out of space. This shit is the
bullshit.
worst.
Yeah.
But
Bro,
Yeah,
yo,
no, them double features was a real thing, man. I feel like they stopped it in like early '90s. Like it had, yeah. I don't feel like they did much of double features like in the mid to late '90s, but I
yeah,
definitely caught like maybe one or two of them joints in the early '90s, man. Which is it's just crazy to think about that existed. Like they like just be at the movie
mhm,
theater all day for like 5 6 hours, like just watching
yeah,
yeah.
shit.
Oh, Quentin
yeah. Like
Tarantino, Quentin Tarantino brought it
He
back,
did do one. He did do one.
uh-huh, he
like
did. So,
Grindhouse
I was
Yep,
just
and
about to bring up Grindhouse, bro.
he did do that
Sin
joint.
City. Sin City was
Yep,
a
Yeah.
double feature too.
yeah.
Sin City was a triple feature, actually.
Yeah,
Was it?
fact.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like three. It was like three movie. It was like three smaller movies and one big movie.
Damn.
You know,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Sin
I
City.
loved
Yeah,
Sin
play
City.
with. Yeah, it was
Yo,
Yeah,
like
that's
two.
crazy.
I'm happy you brought up Grindhouse because yeah, I saw me and one of my best friends and my dad. My dad took the two of us to go see Grindhouse, and that was like it had the hour and a half Planet Terror joint, and then the interlude with all the fake trailers, and then they showed,
Yeah,
and then they
baby
showed
girl shooting with the leg. She shooting with the leg.
uh-huh. Exactly. Yeah, and then Death Proof right after. Like that was the first like legitimate double feature movie experience I'd ever had. And now like if I get the chance, like if I got a day, I'll just go to the movies and just go see two
Nah,
movies. Like
nah, that's fire.
I just did that 2 days ago,
That's
actually.
dope. That's
Yeah,
Oh
dope,
it's
yeah,
man.
yeah. We used to movie hop. We definitely used to movie hop. Americana days.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real,
the
man.
Americana.
oh
I
hell
don't know
yeah.
about
Like
that
I
Americana.
nah, I don't know shit about
Really
Americana.
risked your life
What's
going to the movies back
For
in
real,
the day, like
for real.
80s, 90s. Like,
I was just telling somebody. I think it was my brother. I was like, "Dang, man, like niggas really had to walk through metal detectors, to go to the movies, like to get inside." You know what I'm saying? I remember vividly the one on Greenfield at AMC. I think it was at AMC.
oh
Where
no,
like
it's bad.
they had the metal detectors. You had to walk. I'm like, dang, dog, like that's
damn.
crazy that
Yeah.
that shit existed. What's up?
Yeah, it's crazy how many people got hurt going to see a movie. Like, it's going to see a
Menace to
movie and hurt.
Society. After going to see Menace to Society,
Oh, I can't.
I remember that night still vividly. Like niggas was
Menace
amped
in the
up.
city.
Niggas was amped up after Menace to Society, bro. That shit was crazy.
Yo, I can't even imagine. I've heard stories about like Menace and Boys in the Hood screenings where like people were either like a shooting would happen, like people were afraid a shooting would
Yeah.
happen, but like that was like I was like, man, I
Yeah,
had to have been like 4 or 5 or shit.
Boys in the Hood was a little bit before my era, but Menace to
Yeah.
Society was more my era. But yeah, that shit used to be
Menace was
crazy.
crazy because that was like the introduction to like the 50 cal Desert Eagle.
Yep,
Mm.
Everybody
yep.
went looking for that gun after that.
Yeah, that
That,
gun looks
hey,
so
homie,
crazy on
you
that.
need some help.
Yeah, that shit looks
MCA
crazy, dog.
bought that 50 cal Desert Eagle out and it was over when they seen that gun, man.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah.
That shit, yeah, no, that shit is crazy. That and the, that and the double burger with cheese. That's
Double
that's the
Hilarious.
shit I
burger.
never forget.
Hilarious,
That
man.
double burger.
Hilarious.
Who wants them?
he
Wants
tried.
anybody wants some burgers?
He tried
That
to. He
burger.
tried to ask for a double cheeseburger, and he said, "Nah, I said a double burger with
Yeah.
cheese."
Yeah, for sure.
Old girl cousin, when he ran down the steps off the porch when they was about to go do the drive-by at the end of the movie, the way he ran down them steps, I
Yeah.
can't think of that I can't think of that
I,
nigga name, but
yeah.
he was in all the like gangster movies at that time. And
Mm-hmm.
that's funny as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. I just rewatched Menace not too long ago, so I'm thinking about that. That's
Piggy
funny.
was in there too.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Piggy,
Piggy was in there.
Piggy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
he was in
He
there.
was the one
Yeah.
that kept showing the tape. Kept
Yep.
showing everybody the tape. You
Yeah.
scared to
Nah.
come to Chris on that knife?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh boy, the white dude that came
Yeah.
to the
No. He said, "Why
crib.
you come here so early?" He's like, "You told me to come at
Yeah.
noon."
That shit was stupid.
Man, what a movie, bro. Yeah, like I got that on DVD. It's like that's one I can only watch that like once a year. Like that shit just makes me sad a lot of the
Nah,
time. It's like
nah,
it's
that
it's
joint
a
is an emotional roller coaster.
yeah,
Like for
like
real.
yeah, nah,
No,
just
for
like
sure.
just seeing the way Kane ends up. I'm just like it just hits me right in the heart every time, and I'm like,
Damn,
I love this
you just
movie.
made me remember too. Like, Cass was waiting for a part two for a long time. I just thought
Damn,
about that.
really?
Like, yeah, man. After because the way it ended, it was like, yeah, he got shot, but I remember niggas thinking it would possibly be a part two, like for some years, but it just never came. And niggas was like, all right, I guess that's one and done. Like, I remember that
Mm,
being kind of a thing. That's crazy.
What's crazy, man, is that shit really happened. Like, really happened. Like, after we
Yeah,
watched that movie, I got friends who died like that.
it's crazy, dog.
Like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got comrades who died the same type of way, bro.
shit, wow. That
Yeah,
drive
man.
Like
by shit
you,
was a thing, man. Like, damn.
it was just that. It was that. You know, this a dude you done stumped. This the dude you done beat up in your past. You forgot about him.
You forgot about that
You
nigga,
getting ready to
yeah.
go
Yeah,
to
you know.
Atlanta. Like, about to
Yeah,
go. You about to go out of town and do something.
Yeah, like the
yeah.
day
Here he
of
come.
too.
Shit was
Like,
crazy.
Here he
Crazy.
come, man. And I done had homeboys in real life that happened to. Like,
Mm-hmm.
here he come. Please suspect it. Here he come from around the bushes, type
yeah,
shit.
bro.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
So
90s.
yeah, yeah. 90s is a
90s.
spooky time, man. I'm glad we made it
Spooky
out.
time. For
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Nah, y'all
Glad we made
survived,
it
and
out.
like like y'all survived, and like you got older, and as you got older, and you started to like refine your palettes and like define who you are as like men and artists and like your taste and all that. Like, I like to think of this as a capital M movie. Like a movie you saw that really stopped you in your tracks and connected with you in like a emotional or artistic or spiritual way, like something that just was like, this is a movie I'm watching, as opposed to like just like like I'm just gonna cut this on type shit.
I feel like for me that'd be damn, let me think. It might be like I feel like that would be like a Spike Lee. I feel like something like Malcolm X. If you talking about earliest memories,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Malcolm X would fall under that category where it was just like, all right, man, I need to not necessarily even get my life together, but like, damn, seeing someone that could like represent like ultimately what a stand up person, should be and what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that probably was actually most Spike Lee joints, low key. You know what I'm saying? But I think vividly Malcolm X might be the one. And the only reason I said that because I kind of circled back to that movie recently, like just to watch it with
Mm.
a different eye. You know what I'm saying? Like now versus back then. But probably was Malcolm X.
Yeah, I mean, like
What's crazy?
yeah, I can't
He
like
said, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Why you say that, right?
Because you said Malcolm X. So Back in the day, I got kicked out of all Detroit public schools, so I had to go to this school called Malcolm X Academy.
Oh,
It was an all
yeah.
male. Yeah, it was like for like the bad kids in the city. We
That's crazy.
all male school called Malcolm X Academy. And at Malcolm X Academy, they showed us a whole bunch of movies, but it was one movie that they took us to see, a movie called Panther.
Oh yeah,
And that movie changed us. That movie changed us in the movie theater.
damn.
When that movie went off, we looked at each other
Like we gotta
and
stop.
we knew.
We gotta chill.
We knew. We knew.
Yeah,
We knew.
yeah.
We knew.
Oh
Like,
shit! This is a Van
we knew.
Peebles movie. I've never seen this
We,
before. That's crazy.
yeah, we knew we had been had.
Yeah,
Like, we've been
yeah.
had, Tommy. We've been had. That one movie, and then it was another movie called Serafina. If you never seen that, that movie changed me too.
I
Yeah.
just
It's
got
called
put onto that like 2 weeks
Serafina,
ago.
bro.
Yeah.
Serafina, bro. As a
Mhm.
kid, that was one of the first movies I seen. I still remember the songs that's playing in my head from it. Songs about freedom.
Yeah, that's
Songs
crazy.
about freedom playing in my head because of Serafina. But yeah, Serafina, one of the movies too.
hmm
Yeah. See, I still haven't caught it yet, but somebody just put me onto that like 2 3 weeks ago. That's the joint. I mean, it's takes place in South Africa and it's with Whoopi Goldberg and people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
It was like, yeah, I think
Uh-huh.
Whoopi Goldberg was in it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, once again,
for
that one's
sure.
on my list too. I just haven't like tapped in with it yet, but like it sounds like it's amazing. And I've never seen Panther either. Like I'm a big Van Peebles kid, so like I'm
Oh,
like blown that
that
I've
movie,
yeah.
that's gonna change you too. That's gonna change something in the water.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready to go like once again. Like y'all are just putting me on game. I'm just here
yeah,
soaking it up right
yeah.
now. Like
It's
and
crazy.
like to go back to Malcolm X, cuz like I think I read the book cuz like in high school they
hmm
had us read the autobiography. Like
Right.
every black person should read the autobiography of
Yep.
Malcolm X. Like if you're
Yeah.
listening and you've never
And
read
I
it,
watched
go
that
pick it
movie.
up. And the movie, like both of them, like do the movie, read the book, like all of it. It's just like like even
The
just
movie was incredible. Denzel
yeah, man.
Washington, he embodied Malcolm X in that movie. He did it.
Yeah, son.
He should have won every acting award that you could get for that role he played
Easy.
as
Still,
Malcolm X.
still one of the best like movies ever made. I ain't seen too
Yeah.
many movies that could like be on that level. Yeah,
Yeah. And that shit's like three
Thanks.
hours long too. Like that's how
yeah.
you know it's
Come
a
on,
good
man.
movie because it's
When he went
you
on
know.
pilgrimage and he came back from pilgrimage, the way that Denzel looked, man, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
come on, like he really,
it was just the way, that shit
you
was shot,
can't fake
man.
that.
Yeah.
Shit was shot.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you
Like
can't fake that.
they went crazy.
Right.
They went
Can't
crazy
fake
with it.
that.
Yeah, man.
You
Like
get
cuz
acting at some point, but it's beyond acting. At some point, it's beyond acting, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, man. He tapped into something special and like that dolly shot you talking about the way he shoots like I don't know like
hmm
just like the
Fat.
dolly shot of him in the hat and like floating up
the
the street like that
the
that might
opening
be my
shot.
favorite. That's my favorite Spike Lee dolly shot ever. He's done like
I just
you know.
watched the YouTube like about a week or so ago on that shot. Like
Mm,
they were saying that was the most expensive shot, or like the opening shot was the most expensive and difficult
wow.
shot of the whole movie. Like just to get the dolly up there and just the way they had to do it and zoom in on the street. Like yeah, it took like
I bet.
all day to get
I
that
bet.
shot. But yeah, the cinematography on that joint is crazy too. It's like looking back on it with like new eyes. It's just like damn, this is all
Hmm.
day. All y'all went crazy with this movie. Like
Yeah.
everybody just killed it.
And before we
Yeah.
move on, I just learned recently that apparently the glasses that Denzel wore in the movie were the glasses that George Costanza wears in Seinfeld. Like they're like the same pair of glasses.
Damn, that's
Like
Oh, wow.
that's
like
crazy as hell.
weird ass fun
You
fact, but
know,
I've been seeing it circulate a ton. I'm not really a Seinfeld dude, but thought
Yeah,
it was
me
cool.
either. That's
me neither,
weird.
but I am a glasses dude. And
Heard that.
Yeah.
you know what actor to me that had the coldest glasses in every movie that they've been in?
Tell me,
Who?
tell
Who
me.
would y'all say? Who would y'all pick?
Oh
Coldest
damn.
glasses in every single movie, man.
Coldest
Like he just got
glasses.
some shades on. He just got some
Oh
shades on. You gotta believe him once he put his
damn.
shades.
I'm trying to.
Man,
Al
the
Pacino,
only
man. Al Pacino. Al Pacino, man.
mm,
Word.
Al
I ain't
Pacino is
never
the
paid
man of
attention.
many glasses, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. He the man of many glasses, man. Al
I ain't
Pacino
pay
put them
attention.
glasses on. He turned into whoever he wanna be, bro.
yeah.
Dang, man. I never
No,
thought
that's
about that.
Al Pacino.
that's fair. I'm trying to think of specific
Al.
examples, and I'm like mad that I'm coming up short. But like, what's
Donnie
give me
Brasco.
some. Uh-huh.
Donnie Brasco. Go to Donnie
Okay.
Brasco. Watch the different flavors he had in that movie. He was switching flavors all up in that movie.
Switching flavors.
He was going crazy. He was going crazy in Donnie
Yeah,
Brasco. But
yeah.
you could go to some of his later movies, like go watch Heat. Watch how he was playing it in Heat.
Okay.
He was dope.
Him
He was
and
dope.
Robert De
It is
Niro.
tight.
They was both trying to cut up, but
Yeah.
Al come in with those. He coming in with the 54s.
My fault. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to shout out the Real Notes Patreon one time. For as little as $5 a month, you get exclusive goodies like video of every interview, 2-day early access to every interview, an invite to the Real Notes Discord server, exclusive access to the Real Talk Movie Night archive, and early pre-sale links for all live events. If you want to give a little more, you get other exclusives like retro 60-second movie reviews and monthly 90-minute workshops with me, where we can discuss whatever creative questions or projects you might have going on. Head over to patreon.com/realnotes. That's REELNOTES to join right now. I repeat, all videos will only be available on the Patreon. Thanks for listening. Shout out to my patrons. Now let's get back to talking.
54, 55 on the limbs. Like,
Yeah.
Yo,
Crazy.
cause like when you said that, like I was thinking about glasses, and the first thing that came to mind was Nas's Cartiers and Belly, because I got
Nas.
I got a fake ass pair of like Cartiers I got off Zenny because I wear glasses, but like I bought those specifically because I was like I want to look like Nas and Belly. Let me get these glasses. So
Oh no, this
that's where my brain went when you said glasses. But,
yeah, like no, I think a nigga from Detroit probably taught Nas this shit.
oh,
Yeah, we
probably
do this shit.
easy. Yeah, that's y'all shit. I know that for a fact.
We do this Cartier shit. We don't play with this. We don't play with this shit. We do this
How many
shit.
pair you? How many pair you got in the car,
We
right?
do this
How
shit.
many pair? How many pair you got in the car, right?
I got, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, we can't, you know, they be looking for the whip. You know, niggas be looking for the whip. They knew really how we was
For
put.
real. That was funny as
Yeah.
You
hell.
know, but we the capital. We the capital, man. We the capital, man. I grew up under the Cardi boys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Cardi boys, like
Shout,
that's who
shout
they
out to
was, like the
shout out to
Cardi boys.
Gans. Shout out to Gans and all them.
Yeah, like
Killer
Mm-hmm.
we went to
Gans.
Cardi Gras, like they had a Cardi Gras, like a Mardi Gras party
Oh
I
my
sponsored
forgot.
god.
by
Oh,
Cartier with the real
I
Cartier
forgot
showcase
about
in
Party
the
Girl.
party, like, and ladies everywhere just Cardi
You just
boys.
unlocked the memory.
Woo
I
woo.
forgot about the party.
That's so tough. I've never heard of this shit before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's real serious.
yeah.
This shit serious.
Killer Gans, Ronnie Ray Gans, Low Lewis. That's where Fat Cat come from. Cardi Boys,
Yeah.
Low Lewis, La Peace. You know what I'm saying? That's Detroit. That's Detroit right there. Big Fella
Word.
Records. Do
Damn.
do do woo woo. Cardi Boys.
The big fella record. That shit was on the radio.
Big Fella Records.
Yo. Man.
That's
Okay, now
that's
that
a
we're
piece of Detroit.
okay, now that we're here, I'm happy. I'm happy we came here. So now I gotta ask, when did music become capital M music for the both of y'all? Like not even in terms of you wanting to make it, but just like in terms of like wanting to just like being fascinated and like tapped into music. Like as a fan first.
Mm. I mean, I would think childhood, like
Yeah.
just being, especially being from Detroit. You know, that's our environment. It's just music everywhere. You can't
It's the
escape it. So
Mecca,
it's
you
like,
know?
yeah. So it's like, yeah, you kind of if you from here, you just born into an environment that just is all musical, all creative. So it's like with me specifically, I probably like I don't know, man. Like I think church had an impact and seeing in the sense of like just sitting there kind of watching, always zoned in on the musicians playing. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime when I was a kid, parents take you growing up in church or whatever, like my eyes always zoned in just on the musicians, like
So,
just and how and plus I went to one of them churches that had a crazy band, like crazy music, what I'm saying, direction or whatever. But and then after that, just like I don't know, man, just 90s hip hop, R&B, just growing up through that time, man. Like that joint was memories, bro. So that's probably like when it music was like, really felt like
real.
I don't know, it's just part of my life.
It
Like
was
that like
real.
this is my life, you know what I'm saying? And then as like an older teenager, then that's when I'm getting into it as a exploring it as an artist myself. But yeah.
Right. Ray, what about you?
Absolutely. What Black said, my first experiences with really understanding how music's supposed to feel was in church. Like, I grew up
Hmm.
in real church. They really having church. They really during the era where you really was singing, they was really singing
Yeah,
for real. Like it was a
yeah,
handful of singers that'll make tears roll down your eyes in that church. Like you seeing you will hear God for real in that church. Tears start rolling
yeah,
down your eyes. It was voices like that. Like where you be compelled to try to change, like change playing in the
yeah.
background, change,
And
like
and and and,
a
and even if you
wonderful
didn't go,
change, like
and
they
even if
sing
you ain't
about a
go to
wonderful
church,
change in the back,
like even if you ain't go to
like
church a lot, like Detroit is a gospel mecca. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really
Yeah.
escape the influence.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
Commission, BBCC Winans,
the
Fred Hammond. Like you got all these
whiners,
greats like
yeah,
coming from. So
yeah,
that joint was just in the
yeah.
air, like in the '80s and in the '90s. Like you couldn't escape it.
Right.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
can't
I got
even,
to
yo.
actually sit in it. No, my uncle, he was a pastor, my family church, Greater Middle Baptist Church. My uncle, rest in power, Pastor J.H. Johnson. He showed the family how to run a church and how to really have a church. You feel me? So my family had been heavily involved in the church. I got a real big family. They was actually one of the families that was like with the Winans back in the city, the Rembrandts and the Winans. Like,
Oh, no
Yeah,
shit.
that's
you
fire.
know, yeah, so like, to this day, gospel music really the only music that really moved me, touched me, hit me in my spirit, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it came out of that. It came out of that. It never left that. You know what I'm saying? We acquired a lot of stuff out in the world, but we rooted in that gospel. You
Yeah,
know?
man. Like, I went to church, for I want to say like the first quarter of my life, and then I just kind of fell out. But gospel is something that's kind of followed me my whole life, like in the sense that like
Yeah.
if I listen to it, like it does affect me. Like I'm not a religious person, but like it's
Mm-hmm.
all about the feeling in the soul, and it
Of
just
course.
sounds good and it feels
Facts.
good, like it's just
Yeah.
like I'll
Facts.
always have a like even if I never set foot in a church again, I'll always have a
Yeah.
soft spot for gospel.
Facts.
Like it's
Of
just
course.
that's just how it works,
Facts.
you
You
know.
can't you
Facts.
can't you can't help you
And
can't
that's the
help it,
thing.
man. Like go ahead, right?
And that's the thing. No, that's the thing. We came up. You gotta come up out the church. Religion is man made, but the way, the Most High, you know what I'm saying, that don't change.
Yeah.
That's for us.
Hmm.
So
Word.
being full of praises and having your harmony on point and being praises and being one with your Creator. That's always gonna be something that you're gonna be able to walk with and talk with and understand. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need no
And it ain't
building
it
for
ain't
that.
it ain't no better place to it's not a better place where your ears can get trained musically either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
and that's why most of the dopest artists we see or that we look view as icons, that's where they come from. You know what I'm saying? So it's like yeah, and even though on some
Crazy.
performance tip, like if you was like I never was a part of no choir or none of that, but I understand like man, you know, you got to bring it every like imagine having to do a show every Sunday, bro. Like
Yeah,
if we
just
had to do
prep.
a show, if we had to do a
Nothing
show
but prep.
every Sunday,
Right.
so it's like just if you a musician, if you a singer, like that's where you get your chops up, man. So that's why
Yeah.
all the best cats, that's where they come from.
Right. You
But
know, like
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's, like so many people, like that's like where you first touch a piano. That's where you first play the drums. That's where you first
yeah,
sing, like
yeah,
it's like,
for sure.
even if you don't like stick with it forever, like that's the
You gotta come
incubator
up
for
out
so
of there.
many of us,
Yeah,
like,
You gotta come up
yeah.
out of there. Get out in the world.
Come up out of
yeah,
there.
bro.
Gotta get out in the world. You gotta come up out of
Yeah,
there. Get out in the world.
yeah,
Uh,
so
yeah.
so
fact.
so like as the two of y'all start to get older and eventually establish yourselves as artists, when did you know
You
that
hit the
music was going to become
charger.
more than just a hobby for you?
When
You said as we got older.
Yeah,
Um,
like, yeah, no, like when
when
did
did
you
we
know
know?
that you were like gonna be an artist and shit?
Oh
um,
snap!
pro you go, Ray.
I ain't even get there because I was still in the church. But we came out of church. My dad was a studio engineer growing up. So my dad, he was always making music. I had a studio in my basement before I even knew what none of the equipment was. Kurtz
Well,
Wiles,
that's crazy.
JV90s, and all type of stuff in the basement. I just wanted my drum
That's
set.
crazy.
As a kid, I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to play my drums. Me and my uncle was one of the coldest drummers I ever heard in life. So I just wanted to
Damn.
play the drums for real, and that just turned into my love for rhythm, for real. Just Rhythm Nation. After there, we
Mm-hmm.
was a part of the Rhythm Nation.
The Rhythm
As
Nation.
soon as I got my first drum
Mm-hmm.
set, the dirty drum set. That's where we come from. That dirty drum kit. My brother, he unlocked
For
the
real.
he unlocked the magic of the snare. He unlocked the mysteries of the snare and the tom.
Oh man.
And we know how to make a joyful noise. That's the difference between us and everybody else. We come from the leaders of the school that knew how to make a joyful noise. That's why it might sound dark, but our hearts is in it for real. It's really heartfelt. It's the whole heart.
Mm-hmm.
The whole heart is in.
Yeah.
You can hear it. You can
Taste,
hear
man.
black
It,
whole
it
heart.
all it all come down to taste. Like, yeah, man. I think, yeah, man. Everything got to be done tastefully.
Yeah, and like you saying all that, Ray, like you kind of you rap like a drummer, like even just like, like just like the way you place your syllables. I've always thought about it as like rhythmic and drumming. Like even just like, we can get into like Food from the Gods in a bit, but like just hearing it on Frankie Lyman's my favorite song on this whole project, and just like the
Oh
way
damn.
like near the second half of your verse where you just go like da 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 da, and just like the way you just
Mm-hmm.
like bounce around there with the little perpetual time and shit. I'm like, this nigga's the drummer. I was like, this is like, this person knows what rhythm is and isn't just like talking over a track, you know. Like,
For
so
sure.
I
Like
see
what it
exactly what you're
is,
saying.
it sound like drumming. It do. I'll give you that for sure. It's like drumming, but it's not. It's smithing and it's word warping. I learned that shit from Fuzz Scooter. You know him, Bugs. Him do a lot of it too.
Dang,
You
that's
know what I'm
crazy.
saying? But it's some dudes from the city who know how to warp words. Like Elzai is one of them
Oh, you
people who know how
chopping
to
up?
warp words in rhythm, in syncopated rhythm. So I'm really just warping. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing it in syncopated
For
rhythm, so it
sure,
sounds
yeah.
like I'm drumming, but I'm not. I'm really playing the ultimate word game. We be word warping. Like warping words is something that I had got from Fuzz Scooter and Bugs. Eminem is one of the dudes that know how to do it real well. But it's a technique. Like
Mm-hmm.
quick, like it's for another place and time. But I got examples. Like Elzai know how to do it real good. Elzai does it real well. If you go to a
Yeah.
record called Trife Thieves by the Dirty
Yeah.
Dozen, which is a D12 record, it's a record called Trife Thieves where all the dudes is on there together. It's like some of the best word warpers in the world. And for us,
Warpers of the world, for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
For
The
real.
nigga say, I run
Yeah.
shit like an ass with legs. Massive lead to leave your cabbage red. I'm similar to your ass in the casket dead. Massive spread of acid heads. Coming to abort you like a bastard egg. That shit you said got you standing on plastic legs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he roll down the
Yeah.
window, bitch, you got some fantastic legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
it's
going
crazy.
crazy, like, word
Shit
warping.
is so cold, bro.
In syncopated rhythm,
Hmm.
like, that's for a scooter. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah. And like you had mentioned Elzai, like obviously, like he's
L for
like,
sure. L do it
yo,
subconsciously. L do it. L do it
like
without even effort, with no effort, no thinking.
Yeah.
I remember he did some interview for like a magazine years ago where he like broke down how he would like write things out and like do the
Hmm.
rhythms, and just like that was like cheat code stuff for me. Like that was when
Yeah.
I was like really digging around looking for shit, and just like hearing him explain it like that was just like it was just a head bust, like just completely
It's a science to it, man. It's a science to all that.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, for sure.
cats ain't just doing that by like accident. Like real talking about some real, like you say, wordsmiths and real engineers when it
Yeah,
comes to
it's just
like
like fighting. Just like we was talking
yeah.
about earlier with the Baki
Yeah, with
Hanma thing.
Baki.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just like fighting. Throughout the years, you know, the art has transitioned from the Shaolin way to the MMA to the now, you know, they
Hmm.
wearing padded gloves, organized boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we learned
Yeah.
in this brutal form. This is what we created it. This is what we had
Yeah.
when we was kids. Like this was our thing. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times they don't understand. Like hip hop is really 50 years old. Like you know what
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
saying?
For
Like
real.
we created that as kids. That was our thing we had in our pastime. So anytime that somebody want to claim hip hop, you had to have it as a kid. Like that had to be
Yeah.
your thing. Like
Yeah, birthright type shit. Yeah.
yeah, that's
For real.
that, and we got past the torch, if that makes sense. Like we didn't appoint ourselves. Like,
Right.
you know,
Hmm.
I'm not a product of my own choosing, if that makes sense. Like
It does.
I didn't choose to be this way.
We was born into it, into the culture.
Yeah, man. And it's like interesting hearing y'all talk about that specifically, considering that when you both started out, like you both kind of started out under the tutelage of like slumming them, and just
Yeah.
like figure like just like once again, like I had said before with the BR Gunna link up. But before we even get to that, like when
Yeah.
did y'all first meet? Like how did you both become, like, I mean, like, you're both artists at this point, but like when did y'all first become aware
Me
of
and
each other's
Ray.
existence? Yeah.
It was during the BR Gunna thing with me and Ralph, Young RJ. We was doing part 2, and we was looking for like just new voices from the crib to put on a project on Dirty District Part 2. And we went out. I don't know if we went out with Guilty, or Guilty told us where to go or
Dead,
something, but it was Dez. Okay,
dead
so
and
yeah,
guilt.
okay, Dez and Guilty. We went to, what was it? Was it Alvin? No,
Lush.
it was Lush. It was Lush. So me and Ralph, we went to Lush, and Ray was one of the people performing that night, and he was killing. So me and Ray, of course, naturally was like, "Yo, who is that?" Like, man, like, yeah, let's link up with him. Let's try to connect with him, man. We did. You know what I'm saying? We got to connect with Ray, and he came through to the studio we was working at the time, and he ended up being like the majority on a majority of the tracks on Dirty District Volume 2. And yeah, that's basically how, the essence of how it started. You know what I'm saying? We connected through, the Dirty District project, and trying to, like, find new voices from the city.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I wasn't hip to Ray before then. Like, I wasn't hip to Ray, and I knew Ray was, he clearly was already doing his thing. It was, and the cats in the city like knew it, but me and Ralph, we wasn't hip yet. So it was like, and Ray being like kind of, we all being around the same age, it was just like, yeah, this gonna be perfect, like a perfect chemistry.
Hmm.
Facts.
Ray, were you up on Black before y'all linked, or did they just come to you and you were like, oh, who's this?
What I was up on his affiliate, the camp that he was affiliated with. Like Slum
Hmm.
was everything at the time.
Of
Dilla
Yeah,
course, yeah.
Dilla always been that.
yeah.
And when we met, they actually came. I met him the same way that I had got to where I was at because I had got snuck in the Lush Lounge. I was too young to get in the Lush at the time.
That's
And
crazy.
Mr. Cliff Note snuck me in the Lush and ended up performing in there. And then Dez snuck Black and Ralph in the Lush.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
Dez was Slum Village DJ at the time.
yeah.
And we linked up like Black said. We got introduced from that night in the club in the Lush Lounge, and they was doing the tape, and that was actually Guilt was involved in it with them at the time. So
Hmm.
Guilt had already put in a good word and said they was the people's go. Let's do it. So
Yeah.
I ended up hopping in with Guilt. Me and Guilt went to record some verses for them for a project. That was actually my first time getting paid making rapping.
Oh
You know what
wow.
I'm saying? And that's what made it extra special for me because I had never made no money rapping before. Like, not, you know, I had been rapping throughout the whole city my whole time, but that was the first time I had been getting paid to do a feature.
Right.
And that one feature turned into us making more records and making more
A
records
lot
to
of
me
records.
and Black, creating the whole
Hmm.
sound behind what the Dirty District would be, and us putting, our creative processes together and, creating this thing that we had at the time. And we was just, you
And it was
know,
easy, man. It was effortless. It didn't take much.
yeah,
Like the records was just, it was easy to,
we figured out how to breathe. Like it was all
yeah,
like breathing, if that makes
yeah,
sense. Me and
yeah.
the way we did the raps, the way we did the ad libs, the way that the beats was coming, it was all just like fresh air,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know. And
S-
me and Black, our chemistry been the same way it been from day one. I don't think
Hmm.
we did nothing that we wasn't happy with yet.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, just like on that tip, I wanna touch a little bit on the setup before we get to Food from the Gods, because like, like BR Gunna happens, it dissolves a little bit, and then like y'all just like make this, like, you decide to come together, you notice the chemistry's there, and are like, let's just do a whole project. So like,
Hmm.
talk to me about creating the setup and like how that came together, like how you feel looking back on it, 17 years later. um
Ray might have a better memory of that shit than me, man. Cause I actually
I
don't
got a
remember how we put that shit together, dog. Like I know it happened. Like, cause at that time it's like the setup, and then I think Broken Whack. This project I did called Bro. Like
Broken Wax,
those were in they
Randomites,
those were in the
all that
midst.
came.
They was like in the midst of me doing like solo records too. So
yeah.
a lot of that shit is like a blur, man. Like around
Sound of the City was where it
sound
started.
of yeah, popular demand, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going crazy in terms of like making a lot of music. Like I was really yeah, just making a lot of music. But I don't even know how we like was like, yo, let's do the setup. I don't remember how that process started. But Ray might remember.
Yeah. Like me and Black was always working. When we finished, doing what we was doing over at Barack, we was had always been had a lot of music. And Black had just dropped a Popular Demand, I think was out. And that was doing real good.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
and then we had already been recording a whole bunch of shit. But
yeah.
Hex found us at the time. And Hex
Oh yeah.
like the driving force behind a lot of shit that we was
A lot of shit.
Yeah, shout out
supplying
to Hex, man, for
and
real
time.
legend.
So Hex
Yeah,
always wanted us working together for real. He just never really said nothing type of shit. And Hex
yeah,
always really wanted Black, in front of everything, all operations for real, spearhead and everything. Anyway, so Hex was just helping put everything in its proper place. Black ended up getting like a 2 hour block at Trick Trick Studio, a 10 hour block at Trick Trick Studio, and
yeah.
Hex was like, man, we was already fucking around, just talking to each other, and we was ready to keep recording because we had just did 50 records for the BR Gunna tape.
Oh yeah.
And we never got a chance to drop. We was ready to sign. We was ready to go to the next level. We never got a chance to
Got
drop. So we just kept transferring that energy for real, and just kept sprinkling. Really it was post-its. Like Black just was
Mm-hmm.
just posting shit where it was supposed to go. He was just properly organizing and just putting post-its on the game for real. So he's putting sticky notes on the game. You know what I'm saying? He knew everything that
Yeah.
had to be done. It's just a process that it couldn't be done in a fast way. I know he had the vision because he created the soundscape. So when he called me and just anything he asked me to do, I was already just gun ho with it because I know he had the vision. So he don't even remember for real that it all just
Yeah.
started from
Yeah.
one record request. Ray, let's
Yeah.
record a record. He got a 10-hour block over at Trick. We just was going just to shoot some shit at the wall. We eating pizza before we knew it. We had recorded the setup. It was done. Two
Yeah.
weeks. I think it took us 2 weeks.
I don't know
Man,
if it was that. I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was that organized in my head about like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? But I just know I was recording a lot of music. Like I was, let's keep pumping these records out. Like I was just anxious to kind of to showcase what Cats was able to do, especially from the city, because it was definitely still like an underdog mentality. You know what I'm saying at that time, and even probably somewhat to the today. Like just it's just natural to have that like that underdog mentality being from the city. But
mm,
yeah, so that's probably why I was cranking out so much music where it was just like a lot of that shit. It wasn't strategic as it might have seemed. But yeah,
You
but it
knew,
came out.
you had all the pieces. You put all the pieces
Yeah,
together well because you just used to doing that as a producer. Like how
right.
you
yeah, yeah,
L, Brown, all of us on that Fire remix that we did on L album.
Mm,
A lot of people don't know
hmm
you did the beat for that. You know what I'm saying? That was the Kanye of our
yeah,
generation.
yeah,
Rapping on the beat, produced the beat with the
yeah.
heavyweights on there.
word.
Hoes.
Yeah,
I never had to really look for
Yeah.
nobody because my little brother now, he the last one in his generation to do a record with Dilla.
Mm,
mm,
Him and me. Stupid.
wow.
So
You know,
hmm
like for that to, like for that to be like y'all's early link up. Like
yeah,
just like as like storied as all of that stuff is, like y'all do that, the setup happens, it spreads out, people hear it, like y'all and then like and then like of course like y'all still put out music together every once in a while, but like Black is focusing on his shit, Ray's focusing on his shit, and every once in a while y'all will come together and do a feature. And like
yeah,
but like like Black, you eventually start to dig more into the live band stuff,
yeah,
and like you and Nat Turner doing your thing, and eventually like you start incorporating the live instrumentals into just like chopping those up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're like, it sounds to me like you're chopping live studio session stuff into beats like you would samples, which is
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I
Like
mean, like now it's kind of like it's a norm. Like it's not really nothing unique about doing it like these days. But
yeah,
yeah, man, I was doing that. I was kind of 2008, 2000 and yeah, to 2008 all the way up, to now is like just finding live musicians and incorporating them into the production. So, and yeah,
yeah,
that's how it was. Really, just some stuff was like just them playing on top of beats, and some stuff was like me taking the stems and manipulating that and changing it, chopping it up and all that stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, nah, because I know like it's a difference between stuff like album of the year, which is just like you and a live band,
yeah,
and then like everybody good, where like you're chopping things up,
yeah.
or like
See, that's funny. Like album of the year was a lot of that was them playing on top of beats I made. So it's probably hard to
got
like
it,
decipher, like especially with
got it.
the drummer, like with the drums, like Daru was the drummer at the time during Tronic and Album of the Year specifically. So like a lot of them live drums, like the beat was there, but he was just playing on top of it. And then I added other musicians, so it might have just it ended up sounding all live, but it was still a beat in the mix and all of that. So yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just doing I was just trying shit, bro. Like I wasn't even like I say, it wasn't no method to the madness. It was just I'm like, okay, I ain't seen nobody do this yet. Let me try this. You know what I'm saying? Like if it
Right.
work out, it work out. If it fail horribly, whatever. But like that's just always been my I don't know, that's all how I've always been wired in terms of making music. It's just like, yo, let's try it. You know what I'm saying? See what happens. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and I mean like on that tip, like Ray, you've been on the same tip, just like just keeping it moving, like just like you're like going to like the lunchroom and Perseus, and eventually eventually you link up with the Bruisers and Danny and all of them, just like like so like the two of y'all are just like further developing yourselves. Every once in a while you come together and drop a song and be like, we can still do this. Like this is like
yeah,
we started out together. Like this is like
yeah,
it's just always cool to see. It was cool to see y'all come back together every once in a while and just remind people like we've been doing this for a minute and like we're great together. And then
yeah.
eventually eventually we get to this point where food from the gods happens. So walk me through this a little bit, and like why now was the time to come back and kind of be on top of
Hmm.
people's heads with a whole new project.
I mean, like I said earlier, it was more about like I say, timing. You know what I'm saying? Like I put out a few beat tapes last year. I put out my last solo, Everybody Good, and and yeah, man, just I don't know, it was just I felt it like, man, let me circle back to Ray. And Ray, we had already had talked like a little while ago about, working and doing some stuff. And he was working on a project too. So he had hit me about some production. So we had already communicated a few times before this. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just been like kind of on a roll in terms of like getting back. Like the pandemic kind of fucked up a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? In terms
I'm
of like
sure it did. Yeah.
in terms of momentum. So I was kind of chilling during that time. I wasn't really active. So Everybody Good was kind of the beginning of like just getting back active and sharpening the sword and like just trying to get get the fan base back engaged and all that. So yeah, so by this time I'm like, yeah, I want to do another project with Ray. Hit Ray up like, hey, you trying to do a tape? And he like, hell yeah, let's go. And we just started doing it, like sending him beats and recording and really simple as that. Nothing too complicated. Like you were saying a minute ago, like bro, we've been doing this shit for a minute, so I'm seasoned in like production. Ray is a very seasoned rapper, so it don't really take much for us to like, you know, create and create something that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like we do this, we've been doing this. So yeah.
Right. Ray, you got anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, like you mentioned previously, we've been on our path just doing, the things that we've been compelled to do. But it's that age old story, when two or more come together, who be in the midst. You know what I'm saying? Me and
Yeah.
my brother, we, I believe that it was all just, predestined. All it is just predestined. And like you
Hmm.
said, it take time. Like with, the creator I serve, 1,000 years is like a day to him. So,
Mm,
Yeah.
I'm saying it's like everything that happened in the past is the past. Now we got the food from the gods,
Yeah.
and it's a lesson just like everything else was. And we treating it
Yeah.
just such. We blessed and highly favored, and we walking in that now. We grown men now. We've been protected throughout the years. The music has protected us. The creator protected us. We've been brought a long way. We've been unscathed musically. We like two brand new artists.
Yeah.
mm.
You
You
know,
saying a brand new artist, not to cut you off, like I just thought another reason was also like brand new artists in the sense of like me kind of understanding of being aware, like, yo, it's a whole new audience of like fans that want a particular sound of hip hop, that's into a particular sound of hip hop that
Yeah.
I personally haven't like really, I don't want to say done in a while, but I haven't like I said, I be jumping from sound to sound, like from project to project, just exploring, just because I just want to explore shit. So, but me recognizing that, like, man, damn, it's a whole new generation of like just fans that want a certain sound of music, and that's into a certain sound of music, and like a sound of music that I was doing in my earlier stage of production, on top of like just the infrastructure of the music industry being totally different than when me and Ray started. That was
Right.
another reason why I felt like, man, it might be time to circle back, because it's just a whole new landscape in terms of access to resources and platforms, and you know what I'm saying, and trying to, get an exposure that we didn't have when we did the setup or BR Gunna or none of that stuff. So it's like, yo, we still got the skill set. Why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ray still as good as he's ever been. I'm still doing my thing on the
Mm-hmm.
production. So it was just like, yeah, let's try this now in this new era that we are in the music industry. And so far, like I say, man, it's been better. Like, it's kind of exceeded my expectations in terms of the response. So yeah,
That's beautiful, man. Yeah, no, like this really, like that's the thing that caught me about this record is that like it really feels like back to basics in a lot of
yeah,
ways for the both of y'all, like especially like especially you Black, because like
yeah,
like I haven't like this it doesn't sound exactly like it, but I haven't gotten this feeling from one of your albums since probably Hell Below. Honestly,
yeah,
like just like in
yeah,
terms of like how like dark and like gritty
yeah,
this record
yeah,
is, like it's
yeah,
like it very much feels like a return to that,
yeah,
like and that and like it made me happy to cuz like y'all just dropped elderberry out of nowhere. Like it was just like,
yeah,
oh hey, we got
yeah,
we got a single, and I was like, huh? Like I feel like I feel like I should put a lot of
yeah,
people on notice, and it made me happy that it wasn't like y'all didn't do the like we got the single coming this Friday. It was just
yeah,
like
nah,
boom, here's elderberry.
nah, yeah.
So like
And that's what I mean. Like, that's kind of what I mean. Just living in a time where you don't got to do uh like a crazy super long rollout. You could just, we're in a time now where you could just drop music when you feel how you
mhm,
feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way you present it still is like, still affects the way people engage with it, but just having that option, like, we didn't have that, like, really at the time me and Ray started. So yeah, it's just
right.
cool to just be like let's just throw something out there and see how people bite on it. And
Hmm.
yeah, they bit.
I knew it was special because I've never personally waited for my own music to come out. Like I really waited for it. Like on pins
Yeah.
and needles, like the NBA draft was going on or something.
Word, that's crazy.
That's how I felt
Yeah.
releasing that. Because when Black sent me the beats, I had I was having like I was having supernatural it was a supernatural process. I ain't gonna lie. The
Hmm.
whole time I feel like Dilla was watching us.
Mm.
Like Dilla watching for sure. I knew he was. I just wanted to make
Yeah,
the homies proud. I know Black made the homies proud. Like we got a lot of the homies who in the kingdom, and they they expect nothing less than us to to represent. So I feel
Right.
like it's a good starter for this generation to start with me and Black. This generation of music and musicianship should be able to take that as food for the soul, as a place to start for what things to come. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Black about to unlock a whole nother chamber. I hope they
Yeah.
didn't think.
See.
I hope they didn't think that. I hope they knew that was just a seasoning.
yeah,
Yeah, I love to hear that shit because yeah, like when I first heard Elderberry, like not only did y'all both sound like kind of reinvigorated and really happy to be back in that mode, but just like I don't know, just like listening to the song like over and
yeah,
over and just like
yeah,
and just like listen like that first like both the verses, but like the first one in particular, like like the Young Guns reference, the goddamn Misery reference. Like I can't tell you how many times I've just thought about like, you know, like
Let's
you write
rap.
like me a bitch will tie you to the bed, like Misery, like Jesus
Let's
Christ,
rap.
bro. Like
Rap,
that's
man.
that's yeah, bro. Like
Let's rap.
you were snapping all over that shit, you
Yeah,
know?
Let's rap, man. What we doing? What we doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, man, Ray got one of them voices, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's like
Cuts
is
through
is
everything.
it's cuts through. It's like you know you got one of them voices that's like, man, okay, who is that? Or if you already know who Ray is, like, oh, that's Ray rapping. So it's like as a producer, that's one of the things you always hope like the artists you work with has, especially like rappers, because you don't really hear a lot of like unique or dope or standout voices today. You know what I'm saying with artists. So it's like, yeah, I felt like, man, this could kind of. I know people gonna feel this and like feel a different just because it's some individuality with
Yeah.
with these records and with Ray as a rapper. So yeah,
Yeah, because you know, like he had already, you know, like I keep on thinking about the Billy Woods song that he's on Church, and I think about just like all the stuff that y'all did earlier, and like you and Z Loopers, the song y'all have on TV 62, the one that was produced by oh that's a Raffi beat, like that like
Hmm.
superhero on TV 62, just like I don't know, like you have the voice, but like you got the flows too, and you can just like you switch it up when you need to, and it's not like you're just like I don't come to a Fat Ray song expecting to just hear one flow the whole time. So it just like
Yeah.
makes me like it makes me happy to see you just like I don't know, just like the way you move through Elderberry, and I'm gonna go back to Frankie Lyman again because that's really the one that like I can't
Yeah.
tell you how many times I've listened to that shit. Like it's
Yeah.
it's
And
it's like
man,
it's crazy.
you know what's another thing too, like in terms of time, like I don't really speak on it much, but man, it take time to like refine your sound. You know what I'm saying? As a producer and as a rapper, but like as a
Right.
producer too. So it's like, you know, sometimes, you know, an artist might not or people either fans or just like people that might know me, they might think like why is the process taking so long or why is black taking so long to get around because sometimes it just be about refining the sound. So even though these tracks might sound just like a return to a certain like sound like how you mentioned earlier, it is but it ain't, in the sense of like, yeah, it's a certain texture there, a certain aesthetic there, but this is still like a better version. I don't want to say better, but it's a more refined version
Yeah,
of
refines the
like,
word for sure.
you
Yeah.
know, what I've done in the past. Like a more like my ear is sharper and you know what I'm saying, like just got a little more technique than I had. And so it's like it's still something new, even though it gives you a familiar feeling. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and that should take time, bro. Like that should
Mature.
take time and like yeah.
You mature, bro. Throughout the years, you mature, brother. And when you
Yeah.
young, you got childish ways. When you become a man, you put aside your childish ways, and that's what it is. You're more refined, you know. And it's
Yeah.
tranquility there. That's why I'm like, we got it, bro. We on green.
Yeah,
How to,
yeah, yeah.
know how to do what Batian was talking about. We know how to talking about. We know how to do what they
Yeah,
talk
man.
about, and that's harmony,
Yeah,
man.
man.
You know how to make that.
Hmm.
Yeah. For real. Like and you know like before we formally wrap this, like on that tip of just like refinement, like you know, like I listen. I mean, like I'm stuck on Frankie Lyman, but like I've never, you know, like I've never heard Black. I've never heard you make a drumless loop track like that. But like, and, like not to say that it's not like I don't think
Yeah.
it's drumless, but
Yeah. No, it's
like
drumless. It's
it's
definitely drumless. Like
okay. It's you know like it's like I've never heard you approach that type of like I've never heard you approach that type of style before like that, you know, like that sounded like new and like you were coming at it from a place of experience, but like you said, you were just trying shit. Like I'd never heard you try anything like that before. And like
I've
even
done that before. I've definitely done that before on. I had to think, man. I've done that before on probably like some of the earlier records, but it's
mm,
just I think it wasn't as like I don't know, like I am a drum first type of producer, type of guy. Like I love
right.
drums, but there was a time where where the straight loop thing was just a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like just looping up joints and whatever. But yeah, so it was kind of like it really wasn't new territory for me to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I just think aren't used to hearing me do stuff like that, and it's been so
Mm-hmm.
long since I did a record. You know what? I can't think of the name of the record. I can hear it in my head, but I had a couple records that I did like that, like around Popular Demand days. But yeah, it's not new territory. It's just a sound that I don't do that often. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just like ain't really none of these sounds that new to me. I feel like you know what I'm saying, being from and not trying to sound like whatever, but man, we explored so much already in the early 2000s, during the Dirty District time. During like if you go back to
Mm-hmm.
them early records, early Slum Village records after Dilla left the group, like me, Ralph, Dilla, YG, Kareem, like man, we was already doing so much like futuristic things in terms of like our mindset, and our approach to production, where it's just like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like the stuff we doing today is just like it ain't really new. It's like low key child's play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
like
Yeah.
bro, this is what we
What's
do.
crazy though is that was one of the beat switches. So I wasn't expecting that Frankie Lyman either because
Oh yeah, yeah.
he
Oh
switched the
yeah, I
beat
did
on
flip
me
the beat. It
too.
was a different beat. It was
That's
a
the thing
different
I
beat.
love
Yeah,
about working
Mm.
with bro. Like I don't know what he gonna do. Like I don't
yeah,
know
it
the
was a
method
different beat.
behind his madness. He'll sing me. He'll do the MF Doom. He'll MF Doom you. He'll send a dummy out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
He'll send a replica.
yeah.
He'll send a replica out, and you'll rap to the
Yeah.
replica.
I think the reason why I switched that track because the original track, damn, you just reminded me. I forgot I did that. Like the original track did have like some heavy drums on it, but I switched it because when I was I think when I was like putting the song order together, I didn't like the way that track sounded where it's set in the album. So I was like, man, it need to kind of mellow out right here at this part of that. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna switch this
So you
track,
that
you know
right
what I'm
there,
saying, and put
that
something
type of little
else.
shit,
So
like
yeah,
that.
that's all that was.
Stash is like my favorite, one of my favorite records. Stash my
Yeah,
favorite record for
Stash
real,
came
man.
out
Yeah.
crazy.
Stash is dope. Stash is
Stash
so
like
dope. Like,
Stash like one in a million type of records in my mind. Like I know you can't
Yeah,
duplicate that. You can't make that up.
yeah,
You can't
yeah.
replicate that. You
yeah,
can't do that.
Nah, man,
yeah.
that shit
Stash
is
cold.
gorgeous. Like Stash
Stash,
is
man.
crazy. Frankie Lyman's crazy. I love Double It a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
double
kind
it
of a
low.
sucker for like that drum shuffle
Yeah,
type
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Drum
Me
shuffle.
too.
Kane though,
and then on top
Kane,
of that,
it's insane.
Kane,
Kane's
y'all went
crazy
crazy,
too,
man.
man.
Guilty
Oh
went
man, me
crazy,
and Guilty
man.
about to do
Yeah.
that joint. We gonna do that joint
Yeah.
live
Oh,
at
word.
Dillenwood.
Okay, okay. Oh yeah,
Word
We
that
crazy.
doing that
joint
joint
crazy.
Man.
Saturday.
And,
Doing
yeah,
me and Guilt. We gonna pop
All
out
right,
on
man,
that.
now
all right, all
Sometimes you gotta pop out something.
I need video of that. Like please. Like
right. Stupid,
yo.
dog.
But
Yeah, Saturday
yeah,
we putting
nah, man,
demos
just like
down. We
going through this
putting the demo down Saturday. They gonna see
le-
something.
It's funny you said demo, man, because that was kind of the vibe I wanted to do with this tape too. Like Ray allows me to like do them kind of like my favorite type of projects that just sound like some shit where it was just some niggas messing around in the basement on some music shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like Slum Village Volume One, Volume Two, a lot of the early Wu Tang stuff. That just sound like a random tape, just somebody. But it has like a certain charm to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I
Mm-hmm.
wanted this to feel, where it was like the song's kind of short. It ain't an extra long listen. It ain't like super overproduced. It's just like it's just raw. Like it just sound like we just hit record on the tape machine and
Right.
a beat playing and Ray like that's the feel I wanted on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, unvarnished type shit, you know, like yeah, like
Yeah, exactly.
unvarnished and raw and just like yeah, like
Yeah, like
in
I
yeah,
still love that type of shit no matter how like I get into my producer bag, like like the raw shit is still I still love that as well. You know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah,
like I say, man, music cat shouldn't have to be really pigeonholed to one thing. Like, man, music is that's the great thing about music, man. We can explore as many sounds and styles as we want to, but But yeah, and that's one of the sounds like I still because I feel like some fans might think I abandoned that type of sound, but that's not necessarily the case. It's just like, yo, I'm still on
Right.
a journey of exploring. There's so many sounds to to experiment with, like But yeah, sometimes you gotta circle back to certain shit.
Right. Yeah, no, like and that's like y'all's right as artists to just kind of like
Yeah,
go figure out a thing you want to do and how you make and make it sound how you want to sound while still keeping you in there. Like like
yeah, of course.
all the stuff that both of y'all have made, like as different and exploratory as it might be, there's never been a time where I've been like, oh, this doesn't even sound like Black
Yeah,
Milk or Fat Ray. Like it's
yeah,
like it's y'all are always in
yeah,
there, and like that spirit
yeah,
and that energy is just like you can't, like you said earlier, right? You can't duplicate that shit.
yeah,
So
yeah,
but at the same time, like seeing how refined y'all have become, it's really cool to like come back to this level where it's just like this is what we came up off of, and like this is where we're at now. But watch how we freak this shit. I don't know.
yeah,
Like it's just
yeah.
like it feels beautiful to listen to this
It
and just like
does, man.
really take it
Man,
in. Like
appreciate that, bro.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
It
No,
does.
of
Thank
course.
you, bro.
Like
Appreciate
yeah, no, when we hop off here, I'm like, I'm gonna be in the car, like driving to the movies, like running the shit. Like I'm so serious.
my.
Yeah.
I
but
appreciate that.
but yeah,
Like,
no. Before we formally wrap this,
What'd you say, Ray?
no, I
yeah,
was
I'm sorry.
just saying, like, no bullshit. Like, this the first time in my life that
You're
I
cutting
Oh,
out,
recorded
bro.
your
music.
joint cut.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, there you go.
I said, yeah. I said, this the first time that I recorded
Yeah.
music that I don't feel vanity listening back to it. Like any of my other shit I recorded, I be feeling kind of
Mm,
vain, like listen, riding around listening to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really
Yeah,
big
yeah,
on
yeah,
that, like vanity
yeah,
type of thing. But
yeah.
like now, he got me studying myself, if that makes sense. Like I done
mm.
found I done found the whole nother passion for it now. Like he got me back in my bag of
That's
bags.
what's
Like
up.
I'm really smithing now. Like I'm back. Like I'm back.
Oh,
I'm
that's
back,
tough,
full
bro.
fledged, fully
Yeah, man.
devoted
That's what it's
to
about.
literature.
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing but literature.
Literature.
We lit. We so
Literature.
lit, man. It's
Literature.
all litty over here.
Books,
Yeah.
like
Come on, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
I rap you a novel, man.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If you're not inspired by yourself, who else is gonna inspire you? Like
For real.
that's like the number
Your
one.
brother.
So
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
You gotta see your
Yeah.
brother face. You can see your brother face, but you can't see your own. And that's what I needed to see. I needed to see my brother, man. My brother came through for me, and he helped me see myself. And now I can see us. We
Yeah.
winning now. We up everywhere in the world listening to us right now, and I love it. And it's a
There you
blessing
go,
from the
Mm-hmm.
man.
Most High.
I that's love that, bro. Like, and
Say
y'all
la.
deserve it more than anything. Like, say la, man. Come on. Before we formally wrap this, one more question. Black, Ray, if your lives were movies, what would they be about?
Dang. Sheesh. Lives was movie. I mean, it'd be what my life is, man. Like, it'd be probably based on like some kind of artist that the artist that I don't know, that's very intense and like very obsessed with what they do. You know what I'm saying? And this is really all that matters. Like for the
Mm-hmm.
most part, ultimately, yeah,
Yeah,
the
nah, because
art.
I remember when No Poison, No Paradise came out. I think you'd said that it was basically just like your life set to a Spike Lee movie, or like your life
Yeah,
arranged like a Spike Lee movie at some point. So
yeah.
like,
For real,
yeah,
yeah, it was, yeah.
I can I can see that. Ray, what about you, bro?
My story would probably be the story, the classic story of man. The fall, the redemption, and the mercy, man, and finding his way back to God, man. Finding your way back to the one, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just a story of how to get back completed, breaking a generational
Word,
curse, man. That's what the
word,
story
Yes,
is
and yeah,
sir.
about.
love it, bro. And yeah, like we're all happy to have you back together, like officially, formally, and I gotta thank y'all for taking the time, man. This is
Back
this was
like we
this was
never left.
this
For sure.
Come on, bro. No, nothing.
For
Expect
sure.
nothing less. Like, thank y'all so much, man. Like, thank you for taking the
Appreciate it.
time to come out
Salute
here
to
and like
all the
do this.
real
It
ones,
like
man. Salute to the real man. Each and every one of y'all, man. We love y'all for real, man. It's the love of God, man. We
Hmm.
love y'all. Appreciate y'all support.
truly, yeah, nah. Like just like saying this is like somebody who's been a fan of the both of y'all for at least a decade. Like this was a bucket list one for me. So like
Man,
having you
dope.
here, I cannot tell y'all how grateful I am to be able to have done this one. So like
For
thank
Bro,
you
sure.
from the
No, I
bottom of my
bro
appreciate
heart.
you.
popped out.
Thanks for
Bro
reaching out.
popped out for you, man. Say live, man.
Yeah, man. This might be the one and only for this joint, for this bro.
Hey man, it's yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm honored. Like
No, it's
honored is
all
the
good.
word.
It's all
So
good. It's all
you
good,
know,
man. I appreciate cats one that like, that's interested in like, doing a deep dive into the process and the project and just us as artists in general. So yeah, I
of
appreciate that.
course, like y'all really like y'all make shit that touches my spirit. So like
No,
that's the reason we're here. So it means a
man,
lot.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And shout out to all the black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.